Okay, let's go.
Today we're hitting the road to explore the amazing Corin ruins. And let me tell you, the journey itself is a treat, winding through small, charming towns, rolling hills, and peaceful countryside, far away from the city chaos. The scenic views along the way are just breathtaking, and I can't wait to share every moment of this drive with you. So buckle up, enjoy the ride, and let's dive into this adventure together.
Just outside Wyerton, Ontario, lie the hauntingly beautiful Corin ruins, once a 17-room stone mansion built in the late 1800s by Alexander McNeill. Known as the Corin, it stood as a symbol of wealth and elegance. But over time, hardship and fire reduced it to the moss-covered stone walls we see today, preserved within Spirit Rock Conservation Area. Exploring the ruins feels like stepping back in time, through crumbling doorways and window frames that now open onto forest and sky. But the adventure doesn't end there. From the ruins, a steep spiral staircase, narrow enough for just 2 people at a time, leads you down the Niagara Escarpment. It's a bit of a challenge, but worth every step. At the bottom, you're rewarded with a breathtaking view of Colpoys Bay, a sparkling arm of Georgian Bay. This bay isn't just beautiful, it's alive with adventure. Anglers come here for salmon, lake trout, bass, and walleye, making it one of Ontario's best fishing spots. Beyond fishing, you can hike a section of the Bruce Trail, kayak the shoreline past limestone cliffs, or simply soak in the peace of Georgian Bay's turquoise waters. And if you're continuing north, the ruins make the perfect stop before heading to Tobermory, where shipwrecks and crystal clear waters await. The Corin ruins are more than stone walls. They're history, challenge, and reward, all set against one of the most stunning backdrops in Ontario.
The incredible Grieg Caves on the beautiful Bruce Peninsula. Before we dive in, just a heads up, there's a $15 cash entry fee to visit the caves, and you'll also need to sign a waiver form. So make sure you have cash handy and a bit of patience for the paperwork, totally worth it though. Now, let's talk about what makes this place so special. Grieg Caves were formed over 7,000 years ago thanks to post-glacial water action. After the glaciers melted, what we now call Lake Algonquin carved through the soft limestone, slowly eroding the rock and leaving behind the cliffs and cave structures we see today. It's incredible to think that the landscape we're walking through was once underwater. The land was purchased by Charles Grieg in 1926, and his family opened it to the public in the 1960s. Since then, it's grown into a popular tourist destination. And if you're a movie fan, here's a fun fact. In 1981, parts of the prehistoric movie Quest for Fire were filmed right here. How cool is that? Walking through these caves, you're basically stepping into history, both natural and cinematic. The hike down to the caves is part of the adventure. The trail can be a bit steep in sections, but don't worry, the views along the way make it completely worth it. As you make your way down, you'll notice the forest opening up to reveal panoramic views of Georgian Bay, shimmering in the sunlight. The contrast of deep green forests and blue waters is absolutely breathtaking, perfect for those Instagram shots. Once you reach the caves, you'll immediately notice the amazing rock formations. Each cave is unique, shaped over thousands of years by water erosion. You'll see jagged cliffs, smooth limestone walls, and even some little natural alcoves that look like they're straight out of a fantasy movie. And here's a tip, bring sturdy shoes, because the rocks can be slippery in places, and take your time exploring. From the top of the cliffs, which sit about 250 feet above Georgian Bay, the view is spectacular. You can see the bay stretching into the horizon, dotted with small islands, and the vast forests of the Bruce Peninsula surrounding you. It's a perfect combination of geology, history, and natural beauty. If you love geology or just want a unique adventure, Grieg Caves are a must-visit. The caves aren't huge, but their natural formations and the hike down make it feel like you're discovering something secret and magical. And remember, the cave walls themselves are part of a living landscape. They've been slowly shaped over millennia, so every crack and crevice tells a story. Now, let's take a closer look at the rock formations, because this is where Grieg's Caves really shine. The caves are carved from dolostone and limestone, which are soft enough to erode over thousands of years, yet durable enough to form towering cliffs and natural alcoves. You'll notice striation patterns. These are marks left by ancient water flow, telling a story of how glaciers and post-glacial lakes shaped the landscape. Some of the limestone has honeycomb textures, caused by chemical weathering where slightly acidic rainwater slowly dissolved the rock. In certain spots, you might even see tiny fossils embedded in the walls, remnants of marine life from millions of years ago. How amazing is it to touch a rock and literally feel ancient history under your fingers? The caves also feature overhangs and small ledges, which were natural shelters for early humans and wildlife. You can imagine walking through them as if you're stepping into a scene from another era. And the way sunlight filters through openings creates a magical play of light and shadow, highlighting every ridge and curve in the stone, perfect for photography and just soaking in nature's artistry. Even the floor of the caves is interesting. It's uneven, formed from fallen limestone chunks that broke off the cliffs over time. Some rocks are smooth and polished from constant water erosion, while others are rough and jagged. Every step here gives you a different texture and perspective of how the caves evolved. And here's a little secret: after exploring all the formations, the hike back to the parking lot is actually short and very simple. So you don't have to worry about a long trek out. You can relax, snap a few final photos, and reflect on the adventure without feeling exhausted.